Welcome, welcome, welcome to Empowered Women in Business International Radio. I'm your host, Nicole Mosby Taylor, also known as Taylor K on the mic, and we have a wonderful show for you this evening. So I know you're saying, well, what is EWBI? EWBI is a sisterhood of women entrepreneurs who understand that individually we could do great things, but collectively we could forever change the world. Members of our movement experience a support system that that enhances them personally and professionally. If that sounds like an organization that you would like to be a part of, visit our website at www.ewbiradio.org. We're going to come back to our quote of the day. Instead, we're going to switch it up a little bit today, and we're going to bring on our phenomenal guest. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. So let's start off by just tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Kalilah Wright. I am the owner of Mess in a Bottle. So Mess in a Bottle is a t-shirt company. We put messages on t-shirts and they come packaged in a reusable bottle. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I've been able to enjoy your shirts, and I'm sure everyone all over have been able to enjoy the messages. How do you think of these great messages to put on the shirts?
You know, our messages, they come from everyday things that's happening around the world. So it's about love, life, career, current events, things that's happening around us. So, Mess in a Bottle was created to start conversations, important conversations. It was created, for people to be able to say something without saying anything at all, and stand in solidarity with one another. So, for me, the messages, they just sort of naturally come, and they come from things that are happening around us.
Awesome. So speaking of things that are happening around us right now, we're just leaving this like crazy COVID season, and so many businesses didn't make it. How was your business able to weather that storm?
I think one of the great things that happened during, unfortunately, this was a difficult time. So, I don't want to in any way make it seem like our business, was just thriving and doing amazing during, a pandemic and something where a lot of people lost their lives. But I think for us, like where we had somewhat of an upper hand as a business is the fact that we were already on e-commerce. We already had a strong e-commerce presence and platform where a lot of people, they had brick and mortars, and we're a Black-owned business. I think also within that time, people have to realize there was things that happened like Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, there were these social unjust things that occurred that really caused people to say, like, listen, I want to, put my money where my mouth is. I want to support Black-owned businesses. I want to support Black-owned, women-owned businesses. So I just think a combination of those things really pushed forward Mess in a Bottle and has really helped us to sort of align, with and be able to ride the wave of like sort of, how the economy went up and down. I think we were just already in a position, to help us to, be a bit like our foundation to be secure.
Right. That's awesome. So I particularly love the fact that and I agree with you 100% that so many people are really, of course it was a tragedy, a series of tragedies that caused it, but the outcome of the fact that we are now coming together as one to support each other is amazing. Do you plan on making any shirts, any messages that will reflect the social injustice or the social justice that have come positively, the impact that's come out of the from the tragedies?
I think that, so we haven't created any direct messages per se. Like we have a couple of messages like "This is America," and it's more highlighting not just it's highlighting what has been happening for years. Unfortunately, like I said, Mess in a Bottle was birthed through like Freddie Gray, when an African American male died while in police custody, and so like that is something that unfortunately this has been happening before our time, and so I think that it's just one of those things where, the messages sort of resonate. And unfortunately, it's still, very prevalent. Like the things that I'm saying on these shirts are still really resonating with, the things that's happening today.
Right. So typically we have a lot of entrepreneur viewers. And so I just want to really dive into some questions just dealing with entrepreneurship. So can you just tell me a little bit about what was one of your major challenges being an entrepreneur?
I mean, I think just having startup capital, like starting this business with little to no like funding and startup capital, was definitely, a bit challenging and a bit difficult. I think having no money or having just the money that comes in from orders, it's a little bit difficult to sort of, maneuver with, and even grow and scale your business with. So that was definitely, a challenge.
And what is one of the highlights from having your own businesses?
I think a highlight is definitely employing people in my community, being able to create something that I think people in my community and people, just that even social media people, like the fact that they can look at it and say, hey, she believed in herself. Maybe I can too. I could do this. I could become that. So that's also been a bit amazing too. I think inspiring people who may not even have the confidence to know that they could become, greater than what they are, in the present moment. So I think that has been a really beautiful thing.
That's awesome. One of the things that I really love about your social media is it's fun. Just looking at it, you're just laughing and you get the message right. How who's the creator behind all of that that energy? I mean,
Me.
you're typically okay.
I still run my own social media currently.
Oh, awesome. Wow. So do you have any tips for someone who so I'm wearing my daughter's t-shirt line. I guess you guys can't really see.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
But so would you have any advice for someone listening who may have a small business and how to, get people more engaged with their social media?
I would just say, being authentic with their audience, showing a lot of like behind the scenes, definitely like tapping into who their customer base is, and really, just being their authentic self. I think the transparency, people really like the from nothing to something kind of story, and people want to really support, genuinely support. So I think just like getting them into, sort of where you, how you're growing your business and what you're doing, some of your challenges and things like that, I think is, one of the best ways. And, and just being authentic to who you are. Like if you're not a person that likes to dance and, and whatever on TikTok and all that, like you don't have to become that, but you can still use the platform, just figure out what ways to use the platform. And I don't think that a lot of people understand that.
That's good advice, because you do see a lot of older people who say, I don't want to, they don't want no parts of TikTok. But
Right.
like you said, maybe they don't have to be in it, but maybe they could find someone who wants to be in it to highlight their product, or like you said, there are other ways.
Right. That's a technique. Also, it's just like, it doesn't have to be like dancing. It could be words like people do, like you could create a GIF that's really cool, or, boomerangs that's you doing a wave, but then it has a message or whatever. Like there's just various ways that I think that you could be successful on these platforms without like compromising yourself.
Wow. That's very important. That's so important. Another thing important, I think we tapped on before we went live, was the fact that how important it is to find that self-care. How do you find it that it's difficult for you to be able to find that opportunity to practice self-care?
I think that now that I'm getting like extremely busy, it's more and more important for me, to find that like somewhat of a balance, or to be able to say no to things. Or, I think that what I've been doing is just stressing more and more to my team what I don't like, and so if they, because I think people around you, they're going to push you to the core. They're going to, incorporate things that, maybe they didn't even realize is a problem for you. And so I think for me, I've just really been able to like tell my team, like, hey, I don't like this. I don't want to do this at that time. I don't want to, like do this for that long, and they're not going to know until like if I don't say anything. So I think that it's just become really important for me to like stress those things. And I think we're just seeing it more and more. With just Black women, especially, I think that we've been so conditioned to like push and push and push and push, because it's almost like society feels like, we can't get a break, or, we could carry a ton of bags and carry the bricks on our shoulders. And I think that, we've just gotten to this place where I think that if we don't go over and beyond, it's almost seem like we're not working hard enough, because I think that is the perception that has been created, about like sometimes Black women. So I think for me, I'm just starting to learn like that's just not, it's not, it's not sustainable. It's not, that's not how I want to live my life. And so I've just been in a space where I'm just, again, it's my duty to really, for me to protect myself. And I don't think that a lot of people are afraid to sometimes speak up to protect themselves. And I think that that's how self-care like really, plays a part.
Great point. Great point. I love the fact that you said you have to speak up, and that's in all relationships, right? Whether it's a spouse relationship, a
Right.
work relationship,
Right.
we have to advocate for ourselves. If we don't advocate for ourselves, then who will?
Correct. Correct.
So what would you say was your why? Why did you start messing the bottle, and what is your why to keep you on those days that you really have those challenging moments where you like, I don't even have to do this. What is your why that keeps you going?
I think initially my why was just like, being an immigrant, being a Black woman, being a single mom, like, all of those things. I just knew that my 9 to 5 wasn't cutting it. And I just knew that, this was just not what I wanted for the rest of my life. And so that was initially my why. And then I think once I started it and I saw how many people believed in me, and I saw how many people like sort of I gave hope to, it then kind of put me in a place where I was just like, you know what? This is definitely something that, it's no longer for me. It's for every other Black woman in a room that is being in spaces that don't feel welcomed. It's now, for the little Black girl who is, doing art and is totally lost and isn't sure if it's what she, wants to do, and how she can make money from it. So I think that those are all, what has become truly my why.
Awesome, awesome. Do you find yourself finding time being able to like mentor others?
Not as much, as I would like. I mean, this morning, I saw someone on social media and they had a question and they didn't ask me. But I saw that they weren't doing something correctly. And so I slid in their DM, gave my number, and we had like a short conversation. And so to me, those moments are, invaluable. Me coming and speaking and doing things like this, like I feel like to me, this is mentorship. If people really want to do, it's not always the being in one room with someone and, being able to get guidance. It's literally being able to hear something, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a podcast, whether it's an interview, and being able to get knowledge and true information from it.
Wow, that is really Black girl magic. You just taking that initiative to pour into someone else. That's amazing. That
Thank
is
you.
amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, If you could write a book, what would the title of that book be?
I am writing a book,
Oh,
and I have changed the title a million and one times. Um, I don't know. I don't even know what the last what the last round of edits. It might be called like this is my message, or finding your mess in your message. So along those lines, but I'm definitely gonna be putting out a book sooner than later.
awesome. Are you able to tell us just a little snippet about what the book is about?
It's really my lessons in entrepreneurship, things I've learned, things that I've been through, kind of mistakes that I've made, and, how it has shaped me, and allowed me to sort of be who I am today. And it's moments where I was told no. It's moments where I sat in a corner and cried for a while. It's moments where I've rejoiced, and where, it feels good. So, I think that I have a lot of lessons and messages to kind of give. And so, this would kind of be that.
Oh, that is amazing. Do you have a projected date for it to go out?
No, not yet. I'm being
Okay.
real cautious, and like cautious as in sensitive for myself. Like with, I've at one point I've always wanted to rush the book, and I think that now I'm trying to just be a little bit slower, and just really, because I want it to be really amazing and pour into it. And so, I'm not sure yet, but hopefully soon, hopefully within the next year or two, it'll be available.
Well, just with a brief conversation with you, I can't wait to purchase it.
Thank you.
No, and I truly mean that. I know sometimes people, just say things just to say it, but you can real recognize real.
Thank you.
So one of the things that you do, and one of the things that you've done in the past was your pitch competitions. Can
Mhm.
you tell us a little bit about that and how successful you've been?
Yeah, when I first started messing about it, I did a bunch of pitch competitions in which, I would, go out, talk about my company, and it really prepared me, just sort of for where I am today. It allowed me to tell the audience about my business, what we do, who I am, and it has really allowed my business to be very, like, I think it positioned me and put me in a lot of rooms. And so that was really good.
So did you get any training for it, or you
No,
self-taught?
self-taught. I just went out, and and just tried, and just made mistakes and learned and tried again. And we've raised by probably almost close to, maybe even almost close to $100,000 via pitch competitions.
Wow. So in your book, will you kind of share some secrets with the with how to be prepared?
Yeah, it won't really be about picture. Like, these are like even just things that I really, like, it won't be. I think that when I do courses, so I have the tclass.com, and in my T class, that's where I would do things like that, and have like things about my pitches, and there would be a whole course on how to pitch for for different competitions and grants.
Oh, awesome. So I wasn't really aware of the tea competition, the tea class.
Mhm.
So if someone wanted to sign up for that tea class, how would they do so?
It's on the tclass.com or the
Tea.
tclass.info. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And is that virtual or in
It
person?
is. It's virtual. It was in person. I don't think I'm going back to in person. I might do one big conference, but that's something else that, maybe later on. But yeah, right now it is just a virtual courses that you could take.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So now you mentioned in the course that you speak about the whole pitching part. Do you tap into entrepreneurship also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Growing
So
your
like
business,
similar
scaling
to
your business, growing your business, scaling your business, all of those things. Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. That is amazing. Um, My mind is racing because there's so many questions I want to ask, but I want to make sure I hit the hit the most important ones for our viewers while we have you on here. And we have a few ladies who have chimed in to speak with you. Nicole Bennett Jones, Elder Harkins says good evening, and Janine Faulkner said congratulations to all your success. You inspire so many. Keep going and growing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, that is amazing. So if anyone has any questions for this beautiful queen, oh my gosh, she's so full of knowledge and information about growing your business. This is the time to put it in our comments. We don't have her much longer, but we want to make sure that we get those questions addressed. So if you have any questions, drop them in our comment section so that we can get them answered. Keep doing it, Queen. Elder Tamara Hawkins says.
Thank you.
So if you had an opportunity to be in front of a room full of women, what message would you give them?
I would just tell women, as I would tell, any entrepreneur to just start. I think that sometimes we don't know the amazingness that's on the other side of the door, because and I'll also tell them to do it with fear. I think a lot of us get really scared and you don't know what's on the other side. And, but I think once you start, once you just do it, once you just get it done, like there's no going back at that point. So I would just highly recommend to just start, that's just it.
So you did mention when you started that you didn't have a lot of funds, and we know that with African Americans, typically that's the story a lot of people can relate to. So how did you start up? Just personal funds, private investors, small private investors? What was your avenue?
I just started with less than $500 and I launched my company, and I just kept on pouring back into the business with the revenue that was made from the business.
Wow. So did you find it difficult? Did you have any experience with like budgeting or with finances that helped you to, grow your business?
No, I didn't have too much experience with like budgeting, but I think, it's just been amazing. Like, I think they've been people that have been positioning themselves where, I've used my network where, if somebody's an accountant, if somebody's a CPA, things like that to really just help navigate certain areas of the business for me.
Awesome. That's another important message that people need to hear, that you don't have to know everything. That's not to say don't do your research, but that's to say that utilize your network, and then they can help you to achieve your dreams. So Janine says, do you recommend getting business coaching?
It depends. I would say I think that having consultations are helpful, and this is not, I think I'll answer this way. It depends on the type of individual that you are. Some people truly need like one-on-one, day-to-day guidance. And so if that is you, then a coach might be the best route for you. I think that just like the gym, I'm always like, I don't need a coach. I always say that about the gym. And realistically, I probably do better when I have someone that's training me, that's giving me goals, that's aligning me, that's telling me, like, keeping me accountable, so that's what a coach does. But if you're a self-starter, if you're, because at one point I told a friend, like, I would love a writing coach. And she said, write, because no one's going to put a pen in your hand either. So even if you have a coach and they're guiding you, they're not going to say like, hey, do this at this point, like you still have to execute, you still have to do it. So I would just highly recommend that you kind of soul search and, get serious about your goals even before you go to someone, because if not, you'll sort of be wasting your time and your money. So it's almost like getting, knowing that you want to have, a coach for the gym, but yet you're still not independently either eating well or eating right and working out, and, like you're self-sabotaging. So I think that you have to have the mindset that you're ready.
Right, right, right. How do you feel? How is it with you being a single mom and running this amazing business?
I mean, I think my son has been very, like, he's adapted to a lot. And I think that, some days it's all right, and then other days it's difficult. I think, like everything else, like, there's some moments where I'm happy he's able to sort of see what this looks like, and entrepreneurship. But then there are other days that, I feel mom guilt, and I feel bad, that I'm not able to, like, cook him dinner every night, or, do certain things, or attend certain events, but, or sports events, or whatever it is, so, or kids parties and all this other stuff. So I think for me, it's definitely figuring out what that balance and what that looks like, and just, and just ride the wave with him as well.
Hmm. I think that's a important topic that you just mentioned, that whole balance, because it's not even just for your son, but life period. Like you said, providing that self-care and time, that quality time with your son, and then, enough time for the business. And how do you kind of figure that whole time management piece out?
I don't. I think that, I've read somewhere that balance is bullshit, and I sort of agree. Like, there's no true balance. Like, if something is pulling, and it's gonna, if I'm focused on work and I'm overworking, then my health might fall short. If I'm focused on my son, and, then my work might fall short. So I think it's always going to be a tug of war until, you really, it's always going to be like this. And so I do think that it's just one of those things where, when you are in a space and doing something really well, maybe focus on that, and this other thing might drop a couple of percentage, but you don't let it fall. You allow then for something else, you work that and build it up so much that you then can work something else, up a bit. So that's how I balance.
Okay. That is some good information. So our time is ticking, and what do you think would be your lasting message for everyone on here today?
I think my lasting message I would leave everyone with is that failure is progress. So, just remember to fail forward. Just remember that, for you to even feel success, you definitely need to probably fail a lot first, and feel some of those, bruises and scars for you to be able to, excel, and for you to run, and for you to be amazing.
Awesome. And then could you just leave them with your contact and handle information? Anyone who wants to purchase a shirt, join your purchase a shirt, or join the T
T-class.
class, the T class.
Yep. So you can follow us at Mess in a Bottle, and shop with us at messinabottle.com, or you can follow for my T classes. It's thetclass.com. And also I do some consultations as well at ownerofmess.com.
And if anyone is interested in the T class, when is the next one starting? Do you know?
Yeah, we are actually redeveloping it right now. So around July, in about a month, we should have it all up and running.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for being a part of Empowered Women in Business International. It has truly been a pleasure. I love your messages. I'm truly a fan, and a soror.
I'm sorry. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for coming on, and you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and you all keep it locked right here to Empowered Women in Business International Radio. Empowered Women in Business International. We serve a sisterhood of women entrepreneurs and professionals who understand that individually we could do great things, but collectively we can forever change the world. Members of our movement experience a support system that allows them to celebrate their wins and share their struggles in a series of opportunities that enhance them personally and professionally. If that sounds like an organization that you would like to be a part of, visit our website at www.ewbiradio.org. Are you a small business or even a person that's just thinking about starting a business? Well, this organization is right for you. We offer micro grants and we even highlight our members on our radio show, EWBI Radio, which airs on Elevate Your Life Talk Radio every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Tune in. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. That was an amazing session with Bright from Mess in the Bottle, and she really dropped some golden nuggets for all of us to learn by. So I hope that you were really inspired by that. So we are going to just do a few more flyers, and then talk about our quote of the day. So this flyer is Empowering Minds of Maryland's Youth presents the Entrepreneurship Virtual Panel, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Boss. You can register on Eventbrite or visit the website at www.empoweringyouth.usa.net. Again, that's www.empoweringyouth.usa.net. We have a few entrepreneur young ladies that are going to pour into our youth young ladies. So make sure that you sign up. That will happen on Saturday, June 12th from 10 to 12. So that's Saturday, June 12th, 10 to 12. Don't forget to sign up as soon as possible. And our next advertisement is Virtuous Jewels and Glams by Nakia LLC. If you are looking to join a team, a winning team, join Nakia's team. Nakia Harvey has she sells paparazzi jewelry, and it starts as low as $99. And you can make an infinity amount of money. So she was sharing with me just the other day that people are buying $1 million homes with selling $5 jewelry. So if you love jewelry and fashion is your passion, then that may be a way for you to become a millionaire. So join Nakia Harvey's team. Lamb Legacy Charity Drive. Lamb Legacy Charity Drive. Please see our sister Nicole Jones. She is collaborating with missionary Loretta Jackson to provide chemical-free sanitary napkins to women in Africa. So currently they're using leaves and other products that aren't safe for them. And we want to make sure that each of them have chemical-free sanitary napkins to use during that time. Some of them are even missing work because they don't have the proper items to use in order to leave their homes. So if you would like to be a blessing to others, then this would be a great campaign for you to support. So you can visit at www.jonesvariety.com/charity-drive. Again, that's www.jonesvariety.com/charity/drive. International Sisterly Sundays, Connection, Conversation, and Collaboration, August 1st, 2021, 7 p.m. U.S. time, 6 p.m. Jamaica time, online via Zoom. Join women from Jamaica and the United States for an evening of networking, inspiration, and fun. This time is hosted by Rachel Dosine. She is an international speaker, author, and doer. So you can RSVP at www.jvdffoundation.org. And that is in collaboration with Empowered Women in Business International. So we would love to see you in the place on August 1st. Stokes Multitask Contracting Service, licensed and bonded company. The services include trash removal, janitorial, residential, and commercial services, eviction, post-construction services, plus more. Contact Stokes Multitask Contracting Service at 443-740-1077 and tell them EWBI sent you. All right, I think that was all of our flyers for today. I think that was all of our flyers. I know that Empowering Minds of Maryland's Youth has a mother-daughter tea coming up on July 17th, and we'll have that flyer up next week for you. So if you are a mom and you would like to have some great conversation with your daughter, we had a virtual mother-daughter tea, and when I tell you it was so phenomenal, there was not a dry eye on the call. A lot of positive communication and just reaffirmation, reaffirming each other, and it was just so powerful. Words can't really describe what the mother-daughter virtual tea did, and so we decided, hey, we're going to do this in person. So I am looking forward to it, July 17th. July 17th. And now I'm going to go to our quote of the day. Our quote of the day, it's not about ideas, it's about making ideas happen, by Scott Belsky. It's not about ideas, it's about making ideas happen. And when I think about what Miss Wright shared with us, I mean, she was just right on point with that quote, because it's not about fear, it's not about anything, it's about just doing it. Do it afraid. What are you thinking about and you've been putting on the back burner? You've been procrastinating. What are some of the things that you have thought about but have not done? You guys care to share? Drop it in the comments. Some people are thinking about starting their business, but they haven't done so. Some people may think about rebranding their business, but they haven't done so out of fear they may lose customers. Some people may not have even allowed themselves to, leave their jobs, even though they've come to a place where their business is, at a stable location where they would be able to leave their businesses. So what is that thing that you just need to do scared? Anybody want to comment? Do we have any comments? Come on, guys. You know that this is an interactive show and we love to receive your comments. Now, what I will say is, now, this is not for the person who's just picking up anything. Oh, I saw that my friend likes to sell this, so I'm going to start selling it. No, that's not for that person, because one of the main things that is very important is that you have to find something that you're passionate about. When you're passionate about something, then it will lead you to your purpose, and then you can walk it out in your pumps. You have to find something that you're passionate about. If not, what is your why? What's going to keep you doing it? It can't be money, because money can come and go. It has to be something more of substance, something that's going to really fulfill you, fulfill your soul. And what is that? Let's see. We have another comment from Deja. Can you repeat the question? So the question is, um, what was the question? The question is, what are you passionate about? What is your why? What are you passionate about? What are you trying to do? Because what do you need to do afraid? Sometimes we have things that are like burning inside of us, something that we want to do, like start a business, or but we don't do it because we're scared. We allow that fear to stop us. What is something that you should just do? Whether is fear involved, it could be making a move to another state or another city, changing jobs, changing careers. It could be different for everybody, but what is that one thing that you want to do, but you are allowing fear to stop you? Let's see, do we have any more comments? What is that one thing? Let me see if I can think of something. Well, there was a time where I was terrified to speak in public. And oh my goodness, I was so terrified. And when I would speak in public, I think I was doing a dance. And I had to just put on my big girl panties and get out there and do it and do it and do it. And so each time you get a little less afraid, a little less afraid. And some people, believe it or not, some big speakers, motivational speakers out there will tell you that they're still afraid when they go step on stage. But, they allow God to use them, or whatever their their reason or their way to do something. So I would say just do it afraid. I think Miss Wright gave us some really good information. So someone tried to send a message, but it's not going through. Well, you could just text me right here. Not sure why their message isn't going through. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs on here. I'm sure some of you could attest to doing something afraid. Do you want to share? What did you do afraid, and were you successful in it? And like she said, sometimes you aren't successful, but how do you learn? You have to take that first step. You have to take that first step. And, from that step, that will, let you know your next direction, It's just like driving a car. I was just talking to someone about this the other day. When you get in that car, you have a certain destination. And sometimes you're going to come across those detours. How bad do you want to get to that destination, though? Is it, that I have to get there type of, or is it, I really don't care if I go or not. Maybe I'll turn back around and go home. But it's important for you to know, how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want it? All right, you guys are being extra quiet on here tonight. I don't have any comments. No one wants to share. We had Nicole, Elder Hawkins, Janine, Deja. No one wants to share what they were what their reason to keep on going is. How do you keep on going? It depends. I mean, you have to determine that. You have to find that desire within yourself. And that's why it's always important for you to do things like a vision board. It's important for you to create your why. The vision board is a visual for you to say to yourself on those days that you feel like giving up. This is the reason why I want to keep going, because this is my goal. This is my goal, so I'm going to keep on keeping on. And then you have organizations like EWBI, where we have a sisterhood of women who understand what it's like to have those doubts. And we tell you, look, we've been there, sis, but it's okay. You're going to make it pass. This too shall pass. Elder Hawkins says, I like spreading joy. And Sharice um, says, the need to build social economics in the Black community. That's my why. That is powerful. It's so important for us to help to build the social economics. And, that actually is one of the core pieces to EWBI, because we create our own Black Wall Street where we pour into each other, we support each other. And support isn't even always about money. Sometimes you can give somebody more support by just giving them those encouraging words, or mentoring them, or, pouring into them. So support looks differently for everybody, but that is great. That is great, Sharice. That is your why. What type of business have you created a business surrounding building social economics, or that's just something that you want to work on? Tell us a little bit more, and tell us the name of your business. So Nicole Jones says, I keep going because I know I'm helping many women with my products. So Nicole Jones is the young lady that I spoke about, the pads. So she's talking about the chemical-free pads. So those sanitary napkins can help you in all types of ways. They help people with, decreasing or even it disappearing your fibroids. The sanitary napkins can help you, just think about having a chemical, touching you, and then finding a product that's chemical free. It's a big difference. Sharice Williams says she's a nail tech. Well, that's awesome. So she's a nail tech, and she said that her why is the need to build social economics in the Black community. You can reach her at www.pollypocketbooknails.com. The business discouraged me. Messiness of this business discourages me a lot, but I will not give up. So, yeah, never give up. Never give up. If that's your hope and dream. And she recently did my nails. I didn't recognize her name, but she did my nails. Going the wrong way. So that's awesome. Nicole Bennett Jones, she put ladyj.jewelpads.com if you would like to order some of those chemical-free sanitary napkins. And let me tell you, ladies, I ordered some and they really do help. It's not just a gimmick. So I have mine on auto ship now, so they get here before my visitor gets here, so that I'm prepared. So you don't even have to worry about going to the store. All you do is make sure that money is in the bank, and they come right to your doorstep. So how great is that? So check out ladyj.jewelpads.com. All right. So this has been a great show. Did you guys enjoy listening to Miss Wright? She had some really good golden nuggets for you all. I enjoyed her. I really did. I would have loved to have her for the whole hour. But we understand that we all are busy. So she wasn't able to stay for the whole hour, but she was awesome, Nicole. And Cherie says, yes, blessings. Thank you. Thank you so much. She was awesome. She really dropped some good knowledge. So hopefully the entrepreneurs listening was able to take away something positive from her message. So we are going to wrap up a little early this evening. But I thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to keep it locked here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock here on Empowered Women in Business International. And don't forget to visit our website, www.ewbiradio.org. You all have a blessed. Oh, wait a minute. I can't leave here without saying happy birthday, happy 29th birthday to my oldest baby, my princess Destiny, the creator of D. Nicole and Company. She's an amazing young lady, and I love her. She's normally on here, but I think she's out to dinner, and I'm getting ready to go crash dinner. So you all have a wonderful and blessed week, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on Empowered Women in Business International Radio. And I'll close like I always do. Individually, we can do great things, but collectively, we can forever change the world by Nick Mosby.